Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Lucinet Alvarado Designs Plus con V. Hello everybody and welcome to Lucinet Alvarado Designs Blogs. So this episode will be in English. So este episodio va a ser en inglés. And it's because I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to show you a tutorial. This is a tutorial about a technique that I'm doing recently because we are now in October 2025 and it's Halloween season. So I am using something a little bit different this time. This is from Jesse James Beads, but it is a separate line from Jesse James Beads. This is called Dress It Up Buttons. Okay, so I'm gonna use buttons this time to make a pair of earrings. So what is Dress Up Buttons? Dress It Up Buttons. So it's a brand of decorative novelty buttons for the craft industry, and it was founded by Jesse James, which is Sarah James' dad, in 1992 as part of his company, which the company overall began in 1986. So these are 3D embellishments, in this case buttons, that are made of a hard surface, that also they can work with adhesives for various crafts like sewing, quilting, scrapbooking, and then they're sold in theme packs. So in this case, they have the Halloween collection. This one has a different package. I don't know why, but this is kind of like the original packaging, and this is like the branded Halloween one. So as if you're a crafter or a sewer or whatever, you may see this brand. They're everywhere, like literally everywhere, especially in the craft stores. I'm not gonna mention names just for copyright purposes, but you may find a lot of them, and you may find like spring collection, Christmas collections, Halloween in this case excuse me, collections, and also they have licensed type buttons from Disney and other characters. So they have a broad spectrum of type of different buttons, different sizes, different colors, different textures, all that good stuff. So that's kind of like a glimpse of what this side of Jesse James Beads it's about. So it's from Dress It Up Buttons, and I'm gonna show you a pair of earrings with these specific buttons. All right, let's get to it. So I got the buttons here. I'm gonna open them up. Unfortunately, in this case, it doesn't come in pairs, right? Just because I mean you can use these like in a blouse or some decorative whatever you're sewing with fabric or whatever craft you're doing. But in this case, I had to buy two two sets, just because of course I'm making earrings, right? So let's pick a color. Let me do this reddish orangey ones, just because it's also fall and like Halloween season or whatnot. So I got the two sugar skulls. So one thing that I like, this is the Halloween, but sugar skulls are not Halloween. Halloween is the Day of the Dead, and the Day of the Dead is a celebration in Mexico that lasts approximately 3 days, and it's all about remembering the loved ones that have passed away and went out to the other side. I don't know if you have seen the Disney movie Coco presents the whole tradition of the Day of the Dead. I love the Day of the Dead. It's a beautiful holiday in Mexico. Many people think that Day of the Dead is like Mexican Halloween. It's not. is not also like adoring like spirits or demons or whatever. That's also not true. And it's not a scary holiday either. I know many people may say, oh my gosh, these people are dressed up as skeletons, which in this case is Catrinas. But that's another conversation that if you want me to have, I can do. But anyway, it's just a very beautiful celebration of the life after life, if that makes sense. I'm using the 20 gauge artistic wire. This is from Beadalon. They're James Beads. They sell also jewelry making supplies such as this type of wire, this type of brand. So I like to use 20 gauge a lot. As you can tell, this was a big coil, and it's almost out. The reason is it's soft but hard at the same time, so it's like in that middle range. I don't like to use much 24 gauge unless I'm wrapping something, just because I think it's too soft. 22 I can deal with it, but 20 gauge is my go-to. So that's that. And then I'm using a flush cutter, and then I'm using bent nose pliers, and not sponsored. Zuron, I like Zuron a lot. Also, I'm not sponsored by Dress It Up or Just Dance Beats. I bought these with my own money. I am a creative, oh my gosh, what is it? Partner. There you go. I am a creative partner, which that means is like, if you guys like what you see product wise from Just Dance Beats or Dress It Up buttons, you go to the website. So you use the link that I provide below, and whatever you get on that specific page or website, I get a commission for your sales. So again, that's the way I partner with Jason Dance Beats. They don't send me anything as of today. So whatever I show you here, I got with my money. So anyways, I just want to say that. And then you need round nose pliers. To me, there's just three types of pliers: the flush cutters, the bent nose, and the round nose are your go-to stuff. Like you cannot go wrong with using the basics, which are these three things. Of course, there are different brands or whatever, so I'm not recommending specific brands, although I like Zoran a lot. Again, not sponsored, but anyway. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cut a piece of wire. I am not that person that measures it too much. I'm kind of like eyeballing it. So let me see if I have a ruler here. I don't have a ruler with me. But this is let's see, one, like maybe 6 inches, just plus minus 5-6 inches there. And again, I'm gonna cut relatively the same size, the same length. So there you go. So I'm gonna put this aside. All right, so I just want to point something out, is that because these are buttons, I'm treating them as a bead. Therefore, I have to wrap it up so that I can use them as such. In this case, the loop or the hoop that this button has is vertical. So I have to wrap it up in such a way that I can be able to use it as a focal component in my earrings. So that's why I cut around, I don't know, 5-6 inches, maybe less, of wire. And what you're gonna do is I'm gonna put it like this, okay? But before I do that, I need to bend this wire so that it's not too curvy like this, okay? Because there's something that I'm gonna show you. So you're gonna take the flat nose pliers and you're gonna like bend it. This is like what, I don't know, 2 inches maybe, plus minus. So you're gonna do that, And then on the other side, you're gonna do the same, and then you're gonna leave a little bit of space there, not much, just a little bit, and you will see why. So let me do that. There you go. I'm not a wire wrapper. I'm very what I call organic. That means free for all. Anyway, so you can see there is a longer piece and a shorter piece. I did that on purpose because I'm gonna use the shorter part to wrap the wire throughout the loop here, and then the longer part is gonna be mine to put the beads and then close it for the earring. So I'm gonna put the button right here. Okay, and this is the tricky part. So here what you're gonna do is you're gonna start wrapping it up, and it takes some patience. I fought with this making other earrings. So what you're gonna do is like try to get them cross like that, making sure that the long one keeps like straight up. Depends on where your button is, you know, going. So here I'm trying to put it as straight as possible. As I said, it's a little bit tricky, but you will be able to do it. So what I need to do is there you go, because it was not centered. There's a way to fix that later if this doesn't cooperate. So what I did was I passed the whole wire through the hoop, and now with a short piece here I'm gonna wrap it around. Okay, and there's no like a rule of like how many loops you need to do here. It all depends on how much wire you have around. The only thing that I would suggest is that there's gonna be a point in time where you need a little bit here, so that you will put this part across the hoop here, so that the wire keeps, you know, steady in there. So I just need to do some looping right here, and then this part also may be tricky. That's why if you use your fingers, it will not do anything. So here, and then you're gonna like pull as much as you can. As you can see, at times it gets complicated. But it's okay. So what you can do also here is kind of like play with it and move this part here towards the oh my gosh, the center, right? And then kind of like play with this like this, and then you close it out. And then here you have two options. You can cut it, but you can try to put it again. I'm just gonna cut it because it's easier. And then you can like hide that piece that it's remaining over here. So there you go. So that is the wrapping. So all you need to do is again bend it, pass it through so it's not that curvy, and then the short version you're gonna wrap it up, and then once you go towards the end, you can like put it inside the hoop here from the button, and here you can use now the button as a focal component. All right, so now that I have these peas, you may ask, okay, what to do now? So I'm gonna use Ado's seed beads. Let me double check their Ado's. I'm sorry, 6O's. 6O's beads. I like 6O's or 8O's. I typically don't like working with smaller beads because they're too small. Anyway, regardless, what I found here was a Jessie Jane's bead strand of one of their Halloween collections back in the day. These are not recent. They don't have this one online right now, but they have other cool stuff that you can check out. Again, the link that I left on the information box can help you do that. So I picked this one up just because I love boho beads. Boho beads, they define it as these type of beads right here, which are they are handmade and they are beautiful on this strand. So it's hard for me to pick right now. I was looking for this one, but then it's just gonna be too much white. So since this is kind of like reddish, I'm just gonna pick the complementary color, although I can use the orange because the eyes are orange, so it will be complementary. So let me break the strand here. Sounds terrible, but you know what I mean about that. So let's see what's gonna happen. All right, the trick to this, because I've dealt with this so many times, you have two options. You can use your seed beads to kind of like fill this gap, or if you don't want to use all the seed beads to fill the gap, you can always use one and then use resin or glue or whatever to hold it in place. That's complicated. I fought with that many times, but it's an option. It's not impossible. So what I'm gonna do for this tutorial is just use the seed beads because it's the safest decision to do. So what I also like is to use seed beads or like 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, maybe 4, to use between the big ones that I use. It's just, it creates a better look from my perspective. And then let me see. So I did that, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna use these vinyl Heishi beads. I was not thinking of doing it, but since they're here, I'm just gonna use them because they're pretty. So I'm gonna do that, and then let's see, I'm gonna use the orange. See how it looks. Let's see. So that's the orange, and this is the green. So this one looks like more of the, you know, Day of the Dead thing, and this one is just like a boho bead. So green is a complementary color of red from the color theory, so I'm just gonna stick to that. And then I'm gonna use the also again on the other side. Oh, I have to start here. The vinyl discs here, the Heishi beads, well, spacers more than beads. And then I'm gonna do this. Okay. All right, so I decided not to use the Heishi beads on this side just because, I don't know if you noticed, it looked too bulky. So I'm just gonna use a seed bead just to, you know, to end up the earring design. And right now it's just a matter of looping it. I mean, you can go as long as you like or as short as you like. This is just kind of like a medium length. So I'm gonna do the looping. So I like the loops to be on this side rather than this side. So to do that, I'm gonna like just put the earring in this area right here, and then I'm just gonna, you know, do the looping here. Okay. And the noise that you hear in the background is just real life. So, and then you're gonna do just a normal loop in here. Let me see, am I showing it? Okay. So you're gonna do that. I like it to be like secure in place. I try to do that as best as I can. Many people like to just let the bead move a little bit. Just preference. So the loops that you make will depend on how tight you want the beads on the wire, and then to hide the pokey one, so that because it could get tangled in your hair or your clothes. Even your skin's gonna get scratched up, so you don't want that, especially with your customers if you're gonna sell this stuff. So yeah, this is the earring using dress setup buttons from Jesse James. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other earring and I'll be right back. All right, I did the other earring, as you can see here. I same technique, same materials, and I just did the wrapping. All I need is to make sure that that pokey thing is hidden. There you go. And all I need to do is put the hoop, the ear wires. So I just used this type, but you can use whatever type you will like. I'm not gonna go too crazy on the design on this ear wires, just because the whole earring is beautiful. When you do this, make sure that you close the hoop, because it will happen what that just happened. And then here wait, can you see me? You're gonna open it up, and then you're gonna put it here and close it out. Again, if you hear noises, it's just life. This is like natural me making jewelry. All right, there you go. So here you have it, the pair of earrings. And here they are, the earrings that I made using Jesse James dress it up buttons line. So you can convert a button to a focal component on a piece of jewelry, in this case pair of earrings, and I used the ones from the Day of the Dead because I like that holiday in the fall season, this Mexican holiday. Anyway, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. If you like this pair of earrings, the technique, also let me know. If you have any ideas, let me know. And then if you're interested in getting any of these materials from Dress It Up or Jesse James Beats, just use the link that I provided in the information box. And if you do that, you will help me a lot because I get a little bit of a commission with that. So anywho's, this was a quick tutorial, so I hope you have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, and a great night. And I'll see you in Lucinet Alvarado Designs vlogs, or what I say in English, Lucinet Alvarado Designs vlogs con V. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.